So there's no job there. There's no chance of a job. So the guys do it for money. Simple as that. You know, for us as Europeans, when we growing up, we think about what car we want when we get our driver's license. All right, guys like Tumi have never even thought that far. The furthest Tumi thought as a young boy growing up was, hey, maybe one day I'll own a cell phone. His circumstances and that didn't allow him to have ambition, to dream further, because of the systems and the way they were pushed into corners and not educated and deprived of all the things we got. So can you imagine being a person with no real ambition? Because the system you grow up in doesn't allow you to think that far, doesn't allow you to have aspirations, ambitions, a dream. The furthest you can dream is maybe one day I'll have a Nokia. That's the reality of what you sit with. Apartheid's never finished.
That's never finished.
It's never finished. In Joburg, I mean, I went with my son's black friend to Joburg about 4 years ago. We were the only mixed race sitting at a table in a restaurant. And I still said to him, that's strange, eh? I think you can ask Tumi the same question. He'll tell you nothing's changed. In your biggest cities, there's definitely a change, but out here in the rural areas, nothing's really changed for a black person. Black people in this area, they're just workers. Go find me a black manager on a reserve. Go find me a black head warden on a reserve. You just don't get it. Black people are workers. They're there to work. We won't promote them. We'll just let them work. The one big issue that's contributing to this wildlife crisis we're in is a black person can get a job on a reserve and they employ him as a tracker, all right, or to show guests around, drive the vehicle. What is the chance for him to grow? Will he ever get promoted? Will he eventually become lodge manager, reserve manager? Never. It's not going to happen. He's employed to drive a vehicle full of foreign guests for the rest of his life. That's what's expected for him. And he'll get his 9 or 10% increase every year. Is that fair? But some young white snot-nose will come in, and within 2 years he's a lodge manager. And now, yes, it's to me, he's got to be motivated. He's got to be proud about where he works. I was once, before I started anti-poaching, I was once overlooked for promotion. I was an unhappy white boy, I promise you. So you can imagine how these workers, what they're going through. And this is a big problem we have to address. It's not just about the guns and the training and the guys on the ground. We've got to look at these social injustices that are happening and fix those urgently. I think when Mandela was around and when he came out of jail, there was a lot of fear at first. For me, I was scared with my family because I was taught Mandela was a terrorist. I was taught he wanted to kill whites. I used to pick up books before I went to the army that had pictures of Mandela in, and his face was crossed out. We weren't allowed to know what he looked like. He was a bad person. He was a communist. He was going to rape our children, our wives. He was bad. When he came out, it was like, phew, why was this guy in jail? Why did they lock this man up? And the whole country came together. There was incredible harmony and people were getting on with it. But the promises that were made to our poorer people never materialized. For some it did, but for the majority, here we sit close to 20 odd years later. Ask me what's changed in his life. What difference did Mandela coming out of jail make to him? Mandela coming out of jail made me feel much better as a white racist because he forgave me. But I'd done nothing for him.
Not much, eh?
Still a
Nothing.
divide.
Still. It's just now, I'll say the modern life have made it better. People have TVs and they can see, they can read books, it's just, they, they know better now. At least they can dream. They can have something to look forward to. That's all. But yeah, not much.
Not much has changed.
Yeah, it has changed because if I sit next to Ventus White, he can't just tell me, hey, live here, you're kafir or kafir nigger or whatever. He can't just chase me. He will just have a problem like, "Oh, what do you want here?" And, you know, it's not directly to you to say, hey, you can't come in here. And there's one doors in the shops. There's no two doors for blacks and whites. That's the only changes. Depend where it is. Look, most of our black people, especially which are coming far back then, like 80s, early 80s, late back then, most of them are not educated, so they don't even have papers to apply for higher jobs. So for the kids, yeah, for the children, yeah, it's changing because most of the kids now, their fathers found the way with Mandela. They found their way to make money illegally, of course, and then they paid for good schools for their children. Then their children is them which now have the opportunity actually to get better jobs, maybe apply for higher positions and that. To live my world life with no problems, with no needs. Like sometimes, yeah, like in the village there's houses still where they sleep without food, just food to eat for the night. So things like that, if, yeah, I can just be with my wildlife knowing everything is sorted. I don't have to worry about anything out there.